dreams would I ever think that...
Are you serious?
...she would end up marrying Prince Harry.
But when Meghan joined the firm, this Lizzie was dumped in favour of another.
Stop it.
I think Meghan changed to a girl that maybe was more manipulating and doing what Meghan wants to do. I kind of saw a different side.
Come on, you're just a jilted friend.
I'm not a jilted friend, I promise. I'm not. I'm really not a jilted friend at all. But I feel that they could do things so much better. I don't think you can lecture about the planet and then take 4 private jets. I wanted her to be the next Princess Diana. I think she still can be. Woo! But Princess Diana was about everyone else, and it appears that Meghan is about Meghan a lot of the time.
And here's another problem for Meghan.
Nice.
Could anyone live up to the memory of the mother-in-law from heaven? Princess Diana's former private secretary, Patrick Jeffson, says, in the eyes of the British public, it's an almost impossible task. Woo! But it could be the key to winning Meghan's PR battle.
She was in the business of life and death, of dealing with people regardless of race or gender or fact background, who were at the bottom of the heap, whose lives were miserable. People who were stigmatized, people who were outsiders, outcasts. So today, AIDS isn't stigmatized.
Stop it.
Leprosy isn't stigmatized. Mental illness is transformed. All Diana's work.
So what you're saying is that Meghan doesn't need to look anywhere else.
Fact.
But at the legacy of her mother-in-law.
Meghan isn't and never has been an ordinary British person. So part of her challenge is to work out what it feels like, what it is to be an ordinary British person.
Stop it.
And not to be one, but to understand, therefore, how best to use her extraordinary influence and high profile.
So what's the blueprint then for Meghan to be a success?
Wait for it.
The blueprint involves not doing more, but probably doing less. She is, after all, wife of the 6th in line to the throne. That means that she is constitutionally irrelevant. However...
That's not a very nice way of putting it.
However, she is obviously very high profile. And that combination has never really happened before.
Here it comes.
Back at Buckingham Palace, Katie Hopkins is still railing against Meghan. But there's also an admission. An economic Markle sparkle.
Stop it.
Harry and Meg's are new money. I can almost hear the tills.
Yes, they are new money. And I do think in terms of a new kind of era of profitability, the social media generation for the royal family.
Are you serious?
And all of that, of course, Markle's got that sewn up. But this is what it's all
hang
about.
on a second.
I nearly said something nice about Markle.
You concede that she's good for royal business.
No, she's good for business. She's good for Meghan Markle's business.
Woo! Now, while Meghan trashing seems to be a popular sport at the moment, it also pays to remember her greatest supporter is also a great warrior.
Nice.
I think Harry's the most interesting part of this whole story.
So true.
He's doing his own thing.
True.
He's almost winding everyone up, going, come get me, because I'm after a fight.
Oh, this is so true. And it is very much like he is just determined to go anti-establishment. He's flicking the V sign to everything that he was brought up by.
So it's not Meghan, it's Harry's fault.
It's
Are you serious?
Harry, but Harry is redeemable because Harry was in a uniform and he was in a helicopter and he was in Afghanistan. Meghan was only ever in cheap movies.
Why are you running? Why are you running?
In reality, the fate of the royal family doesn't rest on Harry or Meghan. There's an order of things and traditions one person can't make or break.
Fact.
Do you think Harry wants out?
Well, he's always said that, if he could, he'd love to be a safari guide. And I'm sure that he does think to himself, what on earth am I doing this for sometimes? But at the end of the day, Catherine's going to be the Queen and Meghan is going to always have to curtsy to her.
Will there be any dramas there?
Oh, there's always going to be dramas. I mean, it's... But everything is geared towards turning the House of Windsor into a soap opera.
Prince Harry, wow. Prince Harry, I don't know what's going on, man. I did not know that being a little bitch could be a brand, but apparently it is. And he's raking in a ton of money. And now you're going to be able to see him be a little bitch pay-per-view.
Stop it.
Yes, unbelievably. He is going to unpack his struggles with a trauma expert. This is, of course, a new age psychologist. And you can pay, I think that you have to pay $33.99 for access to Prince Harry as he unpacks his trauma, the trauma of his childhood. This entire event was coordinated by, of course, his book publisher. And the doctor is a Canadian doctor and an author. His name is Gabor Mate. And he is going to sit down with Harry and they're going to have an intimate conversation. And what Gabor Mate has said about this conversation, where they're going to unpack all of Prince Harry's emotional loss and trauma and his healing, he has said, quote, "In Spare, Prince Harry is very open about his mental health challenges, as I have been about in my own books. Such a public conversation, I hope, will help encourage more openness around mental health and contribute to remove the stigma around what we call mental illness." Yeah, I don't really think that Prince Harry is doing this for $33.99 because he wants to contribute to society,
Fact.
removing the stigma around mental illness. I think what he's potentially doing this for is because he wants to contribute to his own bank account. Now, call me crazy, this might be a conspiracy theory, but I think everything that him and Meghan are doing
Hey, y'all, come look at this.
might be because they want to contribute to their own bank account. Hear me out. It might be crazy, but maybe that whole book talking trash about his brother, flying to America, collecting all of this evidence, seeing everything as a dig against M. To dig against M. Everybody's jealous of M. She's so beautiful. She's just like Princess Diana. Maybe all of this is because he doesn't have any talents. Yeah, I think he's just a dumb prince. Yeah, he literally doesn't know anything. And so what he's realizing is like, wow, now that I'm not just receiving millions of dollars because I was born with royal blood flowing through my veins, now that I'm in America, I realize
Wait for it.
I have to have a talent if I'm going to keep raking in these millions to support this multi-million-dollar Montecito compound that me and my wife have purchased. And I don't actually have any talents. Oh my God. Imagine being Prince Harry. He has no talents. He has nothing to bring to the free market. So what is he going to do? He's
Stop it.
going to stretch victimhood for as long as he possibly can. And so he's going to be a full-time little bitch. And if you would like to watch him be a little bitch full-time and you have $33.99 to spare, well, let me tell you guys, let me tell you guys where you can go. You can join the Canadian doctor and the author, Gabor Mate. And I think I'm going to pay to laugh. I don't know. I feel like I have to see it now. I want to see it. I'm interested. And he's got me.
Here it comes.
I'm amazed. I want to see how long this can go on for, how long he can keep crying, and how many people are going to keep continuing to give him and his wife millions and believing that they're victims as they live in a multi-million-dollar compound in Montecito, California.